33-24, the final score inside the shoe as Penn State falls to Ohio State. Now checking in with Curtis Jacobs following today's game. Curtis, what is your biggest takeaway from this game?
Just execution. We came out from an effort standpoint. We gave it all we had. We came up as much as we could. So it's just about execution. There's certain plays we could have made plays on and we didn't. So we just got to fix that tomorrow and keep it pushing. When
it comes to the execution standpoint, when you look back on some of those plays, how do you learn from those opportunities moving forward?
You watch it on film. You have a tough conversation with your coach. You fix it in the walkthrough, and it doesn't happen again. You just got to make sure we can't let mistakes pile up, and we got to execute.
When it comes to the defensive side of the football, what did you guys do successfully to shake up some of their offensive schemes today?
We were physical. That's what we do every week. We come out, we set the point at the front of the line. We don't let them run the ball. That's the main point. So we wanted to be physical.
That's Curtis Jacobs, linebacker for Penn State University. Appreciate your time and travel safely home.
No problem.
Curtis Jacobs, linebacker for Penn State, visiting with us on the Unrivaled Postgame show from inside the shoe as we await head coach James Franklin as well. Let's take a look back at some of the full game highlights from today if we can. Once again, 33-24, the final score in this contest. Penn State drops their third straight and will now move their attention towards Maryland, as Curtis said, starting tomorrow when they get back to Happy Valley. This is the first offensive drive for Penn State after a couple of turnovers both ways. Penn State was the first team to capitalize on the board with a 7-0 lead. Brought to you by a Brenton Strange 5-yard touchdown reception set up by Parker Washington. Then Ohio State would respond. They'd end up getting 3 up on the board right here to make it a 7-3 contest on a 35-yard field goal. Penn State would still lead in this game 7-3 in the first quarter. Ohio State would then drive down the field and capitalize on a scoring opportunity right there to make it a 10-7 contest. And it was ultimately Penn State that battled back in the score, I believe it was right here. 10-7 contest still in the second quarter right here now, as Ohio State would get that scoop and score to make it a 17-7 ball game at that point in time. And here's Jordan Stout tacking on a field goal from 47 yards out, making it a 17-10 game. Into the half, into the break. That was huge for Penn State coming out of this one, as they would come out of the halftime and end up capitalizing on a scoring opportunity. 17-17 after this 12 plays, 75-yard, 4-minute and 34-second drive by Penn State, capitalized by Jahan Dotson with a 2-yard rushing touchdown. Heck of a play design there by offensive coordinator Mike Yursich. Tyler Warren, Jahan Dotson shaking things up there. 17-17 right here as Penn State's defense. Curtis Jacobs talking about this post-game just a few moments ago. They played physical all night long. This was a goal line stand for Penn State. 20-17 right here now as Ohio State would punch back with this rushing touchdown, a deep one, 68 yards for Ohio State right here. 20-17, capped off right there by a 1-yard rushing touchdown. And now we welcome in head coach James Franklin for a few questions here post-game. 33-24, the final score. Coach, when you look at this contest, what does it say about the grit with your program?
Yeah, I thought our guys battled. I thought defensively we were stingy with points. Weren't able to get any turnovers or pressure on the quarterback, but in terms of playing really good defense against the run, the second half, obviously we gave up some explosive plays, but overall I thought we played well on defense. Offensively, thought we moved the ball, had some tremendous drives on the road in a tough environment, but the turnovers, it's difficult to turn the ball over. Our defense did a really good job of playing sudden change defense. We gave ourselves a chance, but too many critical mistakes.
When it comes to the defensive side of the football, what were you guys doing as a defensive unit to shake up some of Ohio State's schemes offensively?
Well, you know, if you really look at us pretty much for most of the season, we've played really good defense. We've been good against the run. We've been really good in coverage. We haven't got as many pressures and sacks that we're used to getting. But overall, I thought we did a good job kind of keeping their young quarterback off balance.
John Lovett had that touchdown or would-be touchdown reception that was ultimately called back for stepping out of bounds. What did the ref tell you in that situation?
Yeah, they said that he ran out on his own and it wasn't reviewable. I thought he was pushed out of bounds.
33-24, the final score in this one, as Penn State will now turn their attention towards Maryland. And Coach, appreciate you stopping by.
Thank you.
33-24, the final score in this one, as Penn State now turns their attention towards Maryland for their next contest here in a few weeks. You heard head coach James Franklin say that he thought that Lovett was pushed out of bounds right there. That would have been the touchdown to tie this game up late in the fourth quarter with just about 6 minutes left in the game. But ultimately, it was the ref's determination that he stepped out of bounds on his own, and then Ohio State would go on to make it a 33-24 contest in this one. That's going to wrap things up from the shoe here in Columbus, Ohio. We'll see you next week for the Unrivaled pregame show, the Wise Market game preview, as we'll take a look at Penn State and Maryland, and then we will be back for the Unrivaled pregame show from Maryland. Till next time, we'll see you then.